normally do my nighttime live, but due to just the way the day is going and the flow and the fact that my son decided to take a nap midday, well, early to midday, where he should be waking up in the next half hour or so, I wanted to do a live now because I know my later part of the day is going to be a little tied up. My son's special needs, so I just kind of go with the flow. He didn't have school today because they had a teacher conference, or the teachers had a conference, so they didn't have school. So we were outside for about 2 hours earlier, and he was tired. We traveled back from Grand Rapids yesterday because he had his appointment on Friday for his G-tube change and just an overall checkup for it, which went great. So he's just catching up on a little rest and so on and so forth. So I figured I would come on now while Julie was resting. I know she's going to be coming back out here in a little bit, but it's a good way for us to do a second live. There's a lot of stuff going on in the markets. If you could hit that share button, it's going to be very difficult for this to push around in the markets just because of the fact I just came on about, 3 hours ago. And normally this would be on about 6. But nonetheless, I think everybody will appreciate the fact we're on. We've been on top of this movement as a community. And I would imagine we're the only community that stepped out of the way before the drop and was able to step back in on the biggest historical drop in the history of crypto and use what we needed to get into places we never thought possible. Because I'm still kind of in, I don't know what you call it. Do you call it a blur? Do you call it I can't believe this just happened? Do you call it a vindication? I don't know what to call it. It's just I'm in a weird place right now, just mentally, in a good way. Because some of the things that I've been waiting for, and it's like you say it so many times that it's like I'm saying it so much that it's got to be true because I'm seeing it, but at the same time it's taking so long and so many people disagree. It's not that you question yourself, but you're like, well, maybe I am overthinking this. And one of the big ones was that $1.50 FBG because I've been talking about it, I feel like, since January. And now that that's finally been filled, it's like a weight off my shoulders knowing that we can legitimately go into an alt season. What makes me pained is the fact that, like the title says, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto strategically liquidate 1.6 million traders over $16 billion prior to alt season. Think about that. 1.6 million traders worth over $16 billion, not counting the ones that were down 50, 60, 70% and cashed out everything out of spot to never return, just to see everything basically back where it was at before the drop. Isn't that kind of hard to see for some? But they got knocked out of the race. One reason was too greedy. And I've said many times, I don't care if you're doing 2x or not. If you're doing 1x because you have to buy something, remember, going long on a 1x, you can't get liquidated. And there's always this common misconception. When you go short, though, you can absolutely be liquidated because it's infinite going up. From where you bought in, it can only go down 100%, unless or 99.9%. So unless the token actually got liquidated on a long, to the point to where the token goes goodbye and it's off of everywhere, you can't be liquidated going long. It would be no different than holding a spot. The difference is you don't own the token and you can't transfer it off the exchange. And yeah, there are fees on futures, but it's still denominated at a 1x, so you're not paying any more than you normally would have. For one, they're not loaning you any money. You're not on any kind of margin. But if you're going 1x short, you can absolutely be liquidated. If you buy it at $5 and the token goes to 10 and you're shorting it, you're gone. It's a 100% move. But if you're going long, which is what I do with copy trade, FYI, I just figured I would tell you that because that's something that is a big misconception by a lot. They think if they go 1x going short, I've been reading, that they think that's no. Don't get it twisted. 1x long and 1x short is very, very different in the futures market. The Cannabis Podcast, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's 6+ months with the XP Predictor along with Jacoby. Ben B, Mark Casson, and Mose here. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. All the World Stage and David Hoff, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. And yes, praise be to God. Amen. Don't forget to give thanks to Yahweh, Yeshua, your higher power, God Almighty himself, for giving us the grace, the glory, the humbleness, and the ability to foresee, foretell, and also preemptively make moves, and in the moment have the proper ability to make the moves. We give thanks to God himself. Thank you for watching over our community, and since more than one person speaks the name of our Lord and Savior, God has become present in our actions. And we know it's true because I'm just a vessel, man. I don't know why things happened to me the way they did, but I knew from a young age I was not the same as most people. Isn't it ironic I say that and it's at 222 for Ethereum? 222. I think Ethereum heard me and had to wake up earlier because I told Ethereum, we had a talk in the live earlier saying this is not right. My mind's having a mind fuck because gold was worth more than Ethereum. It just didn't seem right. Because it's like all the naysayers that said, why would you buy gold when Ethereum and gold's the same price? It's like, well, don't let Ethereum get outpaced by gold, for God's sake. You know, it's been getting outpaced for years. Ethereum's got to just have this, you know, we just got to have it. But even with the 2x, guys, cool it. Haven't you been seeing enough now? It's not so much of, hey, I've only got $5,000, and if I 2x it, I've got 10,000, so I can put in all these different tokens. Yeah, but now your 5,000's gone. Wouldn't you rather have 5,000 that you own rather than 0? It's just the humble truth. A lot of people got humbled. Not even just retail. I showed you yesterday the wallets that got humbled by using leverage when they have 80, 90 billion or $1 million in these trades. 40 million. They didn't need to do that. Just by being patient, they could have had some of that money on the side. A lot of it if they could read the chart. And they could have bought that big dip and they'd be up 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% depending on what it is. I know mine personally, the one that's doing the best, it's between two. Band is just fucking ripping it right now. And I'm almost like I can't. I know some of you have the feeling like you can't. I don't know the best way of saying it, but you can't quite believe that it's happened this way, and that if you actually got out of the way when we were talking about it and had so much money on the sidelines, you're sitting here going, oh my God. Like you're having this awe-inspiring moment. I get the messages all day now. People are having these awe-inspiring moments, and it's cool. Yeah, 38.5 cents on band. So from 38.5 cents, it's already back to 62 with 12,222 tokens. That's 2,222 more than I had when I sold it. But it's also just, it's between that and Algo. I mean, well, I don't know. Algo's doing pretty fucking good too. Algo and IOTA. Then again, Dent's doing pretty good too. They're all doing good. They all bounce back with testicular fortitude, we'll say. Yeah, Algo's up 50%. Epic's up 52%. But I don't think that's more than IOTA. IOTA, I believe, is outpacing that big time. I think IOTA's might be the one outpacing them all, just from the buy. And then you've got on top, excuse me, on top of this, you've got gold and silver doing what it's doing, commodity stocks doing what it's doing, and you start to sit here and go, my God. We not only cornered crypto, we got out of the way when we needed to. We got back in when we were supposed to. We timed the precious metal buying when mining stocks were in a bear market. We stopped buying gold and silver when the miners started to go into a bull market in January. And it's like when you start to see it all, you start to understand why it becomes just a little bit easier. Because you start to be able to understand the markets one by one by one. And it becomes a lot easier. Like it does. Because it's like they work in tune. You know, it's a big, it's not that it is a game. In a sense, it is a game. It's a game between the haves and the have-nots. It's a game between the informed and the uninformed. Because the informed will fight you to, the informed will fight you to the death. Sorry, I just realized that IOTA's up like 74% or whatever from 8.8 or 8.9 cents. But that's what it is. It's a battle of who knows what and the rest that know nothing. It's a battle of watching me or watching the 999 others that imitate what I do, but don't know. It's a matter of if you know how to trade, but you have 999 others that are trying to imitate a trader. They can buy the same way. They can hit the same fancy buttons. They can see the same fancy numbers on the top of the screen. But the difference is what's in here. What's in here. You know, and it's a very different ballgame. That's why we, unfortunately, need the other 999. So what I'm trying to build in this community is each and every one of us can be one out of those other 999. So for every one of us, there's 999 others that are going to give to each of us. We have 47,000 of us, unfortunately. So if you times our community, and you're going to see how fucked this is, and you're going to see why we need 95% to lose. 47.2K, so 47,200 times 999. So for our 47,200, we need 47,152,800 others that don't understand. I'm being serious. Like, think about that. For our community size of 47,200, for every one person that knows how to trade and understands the economy and economics and fundamentals of money and everything else that goes with being successful doing this. For every one person that gets it, there's 999 that don't. So my job is to make sure that 47,200 of you, by virtue of subscribing to my channel, can outdo now what you're going to be tied into is 47,152,800 others that can't do it, and only 47,200 can. Think about that. Isn't that pretty fucking messed up when you think about it? That means because 47,200 in our community, just by Newton's law, if we can all do it, that means there's going to be 47,152,800 others that succumb to the same event. I know it pisses people off. See, 999 of those 1,000 just left. It went from 99 people to 88. So see, it's already working. But it's so true. And somebody's got to win for somebody to lose, and someone's got to lose for someone to win. And that's what crypto is, because there's no it's everything, but you know, there's no underlining. It's can you buy it cheaper than I did, or could you sell it for more than I could? Hi, Julie. I decided to do this, so I didn't do one tonight at 6 since everybody was sleeping. Didn't that make sense? Plus, I got a date with crispy rounds after this. Yeah. And I want to make like chicken or something on the barbecue. Yeah, with crispy rounds. Let's see. Daytona, welcome in. Mark Caston, Mosey here. Good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year. With the I Told You So badge, the Cannabis Podcast, Tango, I think I said Jacoby. If not, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor, along with Joseph Euler. Make sure to follow the Cannabis Podcast if he's getting closer to that 500 subscriber goal on YouTube. Poop Soup, welcome in. Trading with J-Rod, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 4 years with the XRP Phoenix badge. Unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Ben B, I really appreciate you being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. If I missed anybody, I really apologize. Rob Hokla, Kyle Kupiak, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Cape Cod Kyle from Massachusetts. And happy Canada Day, Rob. To my Bootmans. Happy Canadian Day. I did not realize it was Canadian Day. We're pretty stupid in the USA. We don't know anything about any other country. We claim we do, but we really don't. Just call it for what it is. We're probably the stupidest people walking this earth. Well, maybe not me, but by virtue, because of my peers. Lonzo says you called that $1.50-ish XRP dip on that confidence. Yeah, that's all you can do sometimes is have the confidence. If you have confidence, we'll be fine. I love that. I love it. Aurelie, good evening. Good afternoon. I'm glad to see you in here. In my father's kitchen. Hi, Tom. How about AMP? Ooh, how about it? It's had a hell of a ride here. It's had one heck of a ride. Matt, Eagle, and Bearded Viking, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Media. We pray for your continued good health with your little one, Bearded Viking. And I'm glad to see you in here, my friend. Tadaz, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRB 589 Moon Badge. The Crypto Cooter is in the house, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor, and also a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram. What a beautiful audience we have this evening. I do like when we have audiences like this. I like the crowd today. We have a good crowd, one that understands. Right now, looking at XRP, we have a showdown. We must get over. Okay, well, I accidentally hit my. I was trying to get on my phone and it went to my YouTube thing, but we do have a showdown. You heard that? We have a showdown, and it's XRP like we've been talking. We absolutely have a showdown, and I'll tell you what it is after the intro. Good afternoon, 3:07 p.m. and don't forget to hit that like button Eastern Standard Time on this Monday. October 13th, my light bill depends on it, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Thank you so much for tuning in. Actually, it is a little dark in here. Have we not been hitting the like button? Uh-oh. No, I'm just kidding. We can afford the like button by virtue of the market doing what it did. That alone should help us feel good. But right now, we have the showdown, in my opinion, $2.64, and I wanted to draw this particular chart back out in this session. If you're in the morning live, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're not in the morning live, well, the good news is you get to see it again. Here's our showdown, folks. Showdown Central. Are we gonna break over, or is this gonna be a foreshadowing kick in the nuts? So anybody who's buying right now at this particular moment, make sure you take a hard, good, wide, in-depth, all-knowing look at XDC right now because it is behind the pack. And we'll get back to XRP, but this is all Italian. This has been consolidating. And look what's happened all of a sudden here in the daily. Way oversold. Weekly. Oversold. What were we waiting for a couple weeks ago? By God, become oversold. Look at that. I will be buying XDC every single day going forward when it's in these conditions. And I'm up to 150,000 tokens. By God's grace. And also under 6 cents by God's grace because of these big drops. So, if you want to know what I'm doing, that's one thing I'm doing. Remember when we circled and said that's where we should be able to get the deal of all deals, unless it breaks down and goes to 2.9. That would have been our deal of all deals. The ironic part is it went to the deal of all deals almost on the dick. Oops, on the money, on the button. I almost got freaked out by how close I was to that. But it didn't quite hit it, did it? It missed it by the fraction of a marginal of a it was close. Well, I mean, that hit it, I know, but I'm just saying it was so close to the exact, to the tenth of a fraction of a. But now we see if that holds, which I would assume with it being so oversold in the weekly and the daily now, which is in our favor, and the monthly is set up right in the neutral area. If I was trying to set up an alt season, because that's a clearly just one layer bull flag. If I was here setting up a push up to get us to the next layer. Haven't you noticed my tune has changed here? We finally got that dip. While everybody's all panicking, I've come in here the last few days like, oh, happy days. Even if it goes down, we bought it way down there. This is what it feels like to be properly positioned. This is how it should feel to trade crypto. Not everybody who's got their sweat dripping down their back of their head. They got their fucking paper bags. They're hyperventilating into it. Saying, I can't believe I put my money in this pile of shit. And at the same time, while everybody was saying that the gold and silver is a horrible sector, you want to be in crypto because that's your store of value. You don't want to buy the miners. You sit here and you say, well... And they say, why don't you work a 9 to 5? How could I do this if I did? Because you can't pay attention to the market every day, every hour, every minute of every week. And yeah, am I in a la-la land which will be bursted in about 2 days? Probably. But by bursting just means that it can't possibly go straight up every single day, as we've seen with the 70% correction. But if you weren't involved in it, aside from something that you were holding for much, much farther down that wasn't even in jeopardy of being touched, and now it's just come right back up. I mean, are you kidding me? And then I see all the people that unfortunately have been sitting on the sidelines during this, and I've been the biggest component to buy while everybody else is the biggest component to wait and see. What the hell is going on? Wasn't he the guy who said wait and see just 2 short days ago? Until the bottom fell out? That's why I said wait and see, so you could buy the bottomed out fall. And then people say, well, Tom, it's not possible to buy those cheap levels. And then I had to prove that it is, because you have to set up the exchanges, touch them at high times of volatility, know what you're dealing with, know the tier 1 exchanges are a pile of shit when it comes to high volatility. So you better have one NO.KYC that you trust. Yeah, and you'll pay the taxes when you send it back to a tier 1 exchange. You will. But that's okay. You want to pay the taxes. But you also got to have a way to trade and get the tokens and then send it back to the tier 1 exchange. And that's where TOOBIT comes in. That's where WeX comes in, because a lot of people didn't get a chance to trade when they should have been able to. Does my least favorite exchange, Binance, ring a bell? Or Uphold ring a bell? Those were untradeable at the moment of trading. It was horrible. Binance even paid back, which is insulting. They paid back their clients the fees and all that stuff for not being able to sell. What about the people that wanted to buy the historic drop? Like they act like it was all about the sell and the stop losses that were missed. Bullshit. Go ahead, pay a few $1 million and you cost people billions on the buy. Literally billions. XRP bounced back now over $33 billion or some shit. That's 33 billions in profits that could have been made. But I'm just saying, all these exchanges acting and everybody's like, oh, look, they're standing behind their customers. The hell they are. What do you mean? That'd be like me giving back all of your entry fees, but every single person who got liquidated because the stop losses didn't work, because everybody's like, well, why didn't they use stop losses? Guess what, people? When the exchanges freeze up, your stop loss doesn't work. I hate to break it to you. Everybody asks why I hate stop loss. Because they don't work anyhow. All they are targeted for the exchanges via the algorithm. And then when the exchanges freeze up, they don't even work. How many of you had a buy order with a limit order? How many of you had a sell order that didn't go through or didn't go in with the buy order when the exchange was all fucked up? Raise your hands, because if it's not 100% of you, you're talking shit. I know, I've been there. I study this night and day. I don't come out here being like the most, I don't like to come on and brag, but I don't also come on here without understanding what I'm talking about. I know 99% of my peers, again, that 1 in 100, you'll find, out of every 100 people you find on YouTube, you might find one good person, and that's okay. Because then you know you don't have to waste your time. Because every time you see somebody who says the opposite of what I'm saying, you know they're full of shit. They might not know it, but they are. I'm sorry, I'm going to get off the topic. I don't want to lose my whole audience today. We're being humbly humble. Welcome to the humble abode. But I don't know, it's the truth. It is the truth. Mark Caston, thank you so much for not only being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So Bad, but also a $2.50 donation. What an incredibly generous audience we have here. It is. We have an incredibly generous audience. That makes me happy. Makes me happy to see all the ones engaged. But again, we're waiting for this showdown, and we can continue to talk. We can continue to stall. I can continue to waste time. But the bottom line is we're waiting for that exact thing. We have to wait. We don't know until XRP gets up to this make it or break it zone, which we're quickly approaching here, FYI. I mean, when I say fastly approaching, we are fastly approaching. Quickly approaching to see if this is a facade or not. But look where we're at in the daily. Oh man. Like all the oh my god, I know this isn't gonna end well. It's all changed now that it didn't end well. But because we didn't think it was gonna end well. I hope I'm preaching to the choir in this live. I kind of feel like I am and I'm not. I feel like there might be a little more new people in here that might be thrown off by what I'm saying. Based on the names that I could see and the people watching, I'm like, ooh. I may not be preaching to the choir in this live. I may be preaching to a dark corner. But I think you should feel good right now. I think you should feel good. And just to lift the spirits, I'm going to do something to lift the spirits for 5 of you. Because sometimes you got to lift the spirits for the community. So I gifted 5 subs to my friends. Son of a bitch, can I just get Aurelia a gifted sub already? It pisses me off. I want Aurelia to have a gifted sub. I don't know what I have to do to get a gifted sub to Aurelia. But hashtag get a gifted sub to Aurelia. So anybody who wants to donate a super chat, donate a gifted sub, please. We're going to try to get Aurelia a gifted sub if it's the last thing I do, damn it. I've gifted 25 subs and it still hasn't given one to Aurelia. It really bothers me. Because Aurelia is here on every damn live. Lisa, oh man. Anyhow, Kirsten DeClerc, welcome back into Tom's Hobby for over 1 year with the I Told You So Bad's Dan Norda. Ted Euclid, welcome in with your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. Joe G, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. And Aaron, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years now with the XP 589 Moon Badge. But yeah, that's from my son's T3's account because I'm not actually allowed to donate, so I have to go to my alternate account. Go to the gym, bro. Welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your 2nd month with the Dusty's Auto Crypto News. Says, hey Tom, welcome my mom. She is 79. She's in the stream watching. Oh, welcome. I wish I knew your name now. Go to the gym, bro's mom. Oh, I'm honored, honestly. We all know the ladies in the audience are our most wise viewers, so you bring a lot of wisdom to the audience. I'm glad to hear that you're in here. That's awesome. Maria. Welcome in, Maria. We're so blessed to have you in here. Isn't that awesome, everybody? I think it's cool. I think that is so awesome. Maria, I hope you're having a blessed day, and I'm so honored that you're in here. I really am. Lori, welcome in. Thanks for tuning in as always. So many names in here that I love seeing. Syrian, welcome in and thanks for being a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram and also for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Let's see. Mad Eagle, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. And what is up with that person opening a short on Sunday again? Remember what I said in the live earlier for anybody who's in here? So it's either one of 2 things. Because this person, this is actually the government. Just hear me out. I know it sounds crazy. But it's either the government opened this short and is just saying it's some crazy person who had the wisdom to predict the tank job and made 160-something million. Or it's actually a person who did it. And this second time, this person is either they know something or it's the government. And if it's the government, the allure would be this person said it last time. It tanked, and now it's going to happen again. So everybody sells because they're like, it's basically everybody thinks they're trading inside information. After all, they all have the insider touch with, what do they call it? What's the number thing everybody talks about? Like they can actually predict something. But where was that prediction with the market crash, huh? Why did I have to stand on an island with a fucking target on my back? Where was everybody else? I felt like 21 again. Remember what I kept saying? It's like 21 over here again. I'm the only idiot over here saying, hey guys, we're about to get the hell beat out of us. Can you please step out of the way? While everybody else is saying we can't possibly go up from anywhere from here. You know what? Another one. What's that stupid token, everybody? Aster. Everybody kept asking me about Aster, and I said, I guarantee you guys, this is what every streamer is telling you to do because they got paid to do it. What token went down the farthest out of any token during the crypto crash? I'll wait. Oh, that's right, because your favorite YouTuber sold you out for a little bit of cheap, and I mean cheap money. Was it worth it? The Cannabis Podcast, thank you for gifting a subscription in our quest. And we failed our quest still, unfortunately. Aurelia, somehow, somewhere, get you a gifted stuff. But at least Omar got one for his 2nd month now with the Dusty's Autos Crypto News. And thank you, Cannabis Podcast, for so generously gifting a subscription. That is awesome. Omar finally Army again, but it's annoying that 3 cards not working with YouTube. Yeah, they've upgraded their system. It is really a pain in the you-know-what, especially if we all live in different countries and whatnot. It is becoming a problem. You're not alone, my friend. You're not the only person who's told me that, and I understand. This could have been the biggest bear trap of the history of crypto, and it should be. Guys, we haven't even had alt season yet. XRP's different. I said it before, if you bought it up here and you didn't know what you were doing, you were going to get slaughtered. You had to wait for it to come down. And yeah, it went farther. It went farther than $1. I didn't realize it went down to that exact level on that exchange. We're just going to get off of that. That's kind of freaky. But Binance, the single biggest corrupt exchange, went down to 80, 79. So you know why? Because they liquidated every single person all the way down to 2x. And I believe it was down to 79 cents it had to hit to liquidate every single one holding XRP 2x and above, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a con job. And you know how they target it is by limit orders. I know everybody hates when I say that, but it's true. We are the victim of our own laziness, believe it or not. Some people are like, well, I can't possibly be up to do it. Well, I mean, unfortunately, that's your job. Like now we got Uber to send us food and all this stuff. And yeah, it makes our life easier, especially for me because I can't see out of my left eye. And I went driving a couple years ago. And I have to walk everywhere except when I drive with Julie. But I don't bother anybody. So I'm either walking, getting an Uber, and I'm paying my own way because I'm not going to ask somebody to do something. Because that's not their responsibility. Just because I was born with one eye to see out of is not their fault. And it took me as far as it could go. And now, as you lose sight, as you get older, you gotta acknowledge that you can't see good enough to do certain things. So, you know, it's the same thing with crypto. We can't rely on stop losses. We can't rely on somebody else to be there to hold our hand. Although I will say, and this is not the gloat, I think every single person, including myself in this community, is very lucky because we've all been on an island by ourselves before, right? So, and I don't know if I've ever come across somebody like myself where it's just because nobody else I watch does no sponsorships and stuff either. So it's like, I don't know who else to compare. Even if they do give good information, it's for a reason. But look, I think we have a perfect business model. Pay it forward. It sounded stupid when no one was watching. I don't think it sounds stupid anymore. But that's what we need to get past. That, in a nutshell, is what we... I don't want to use this chart, though, because I hate that it only went down to $1.61 on that chart. I think it's... This is the chart we had on already, but you see how it's just already made out. But I'm trying to make this easier to see. But, I mean, that's what we have to come back through. I mean, there is no doubt about this. This is what we have to come back. It's our make it or break it area. And it's so fucked that it actually did that. Isn't it, everybody? Remember when we were talking about that? I think it's so fucking crazy that it actually came down and back tested the worst case scenario. Like, this would have been the worst case scenario. Falling through, quick wicked it. Fucking A, if it's not fucking crazy. Not to mention that it came all the way down into my own self-described distribution. I mean, it tapped it all the way to the bottom of that zone. It went all the way back in time. I mean, it went back in time all the way to the beginning almost. When it first came out of supply one for the first time. And I do this a little different than everybody else. But it's so creepy how perfectly this is actually running through for these. Pay attention to the boxes, because the other ones, now we know this came all the way down. But it's not for the reasons you think why I have this on here. It's so that we can see if it's an all-time adjustment. Like, if this is an all-time and it does something weird. If it does something weird, and I know this isn't the typical, but we're trying to see if these are all-time or short or what the fuck is really going on here. Because I have a strange feeling that liquidity event is more than it meets the eye here. We know that we're coming into something big here. What better way than to get rid of all the long liquidation? And now look, every single person who went short now thinking that it was over. I know over the weekend there was 53% shorts that were taken out immediately even after we had that big drop. How could it be 53%? How was there overwhelmingly people thought it could go down after that liquidity event? I don't understand. And then I started looking through all the social media and everybody's saying to stay out of the way. It's got to go down. And it's like, well, obviously we're forming our opinion there. So we do very well going against the masses is what I'll say. It's not easy, though. Is it, Julie? Can you bring me a water, my love? Apparently I only grabbed, like, a half full one. Yeah, that's why I came on here. I've already been on 34 minutes. Yeah. Are you going back in the room? Are you going outside? Okay. Purified water. Yeah, Sue definitely went, what was it, down to 50 cents or whatever. But they were all hyper liquid in that moment. The one thing about Binance we found out, Binance basically turned off the buys. I mean, turned off the, well, no, they let sells. They turned off the buy, yeah. And guess what, guys? This happens more and more as we give who more and more control? The government. The market is the most manipulated it's ever been, and the government's in more control of the crypto market than it's ever been. But yet everybody keeps begging the government for more control. Hello? I mean, okay, fine. Let them keep calling for control, because now it's going to take a real genius on the charts to be able to stay ahead. And it's going to be even worse, because now we're not even going to get the prolonged cycle if that's the case. Right now you're lucky, because we're still in the midst of not even being in this next alt season. The measurements, the indicators, everything that I follow is buzzing right now. And that's my own stuff, but it's buzzing. Yes, Adam, that's it. That pile of horse shit. Yep, supercomputer absolutely knows where all the trades are. And it literally hit it perfectly to liquidate the most amount of traders. It's so crazy when you start reading through it. But definitely the government, absolutely. Some Linnea, but I don't talk about it because it was not nearly as much as I wanted. I got so focused on getting IOTA and getting banned and getting just some other ones just because of the situation it was in. Linnea, I did, but not as much as I thought I would have. So I'm not very happy about that. But you know what? In all honesty, the way it worked out, I'm not mad. And I know at some point I'll be able to, I can still pile in, it's cheaper so I can get more. But no, I mean, yes, but in my own head, no, because when it made a drop like that, and I didn't get, you know, it didn't pop up at that 0.05, let's just face it. I'm talking about like I wanted it at 0.1 cent, 0.08. I would have been happy 1.2, or some of it filled around those areas. But no, while I was doing it all, I put in buy orders and only a certain amount filled. And then I started realizing that I had to put it in very small amounts on market orders. But it's exchange specific. Let me tell you right now, because if you do that on Kraken or something, they're going to bend you over the fucking railing. But on TOOBIT, I was finding that while I was doing that, it was working. And it was giving me the available buys right there on the exchange. And it wasn't reaching for the top. But I kept it to lower, you know, so... A good example is Epic. I would do it 3,000-4,000 at a, or sometimes 300 or 400 at a time, just to get it to go through at the lower numbers. When I was trying to limit, it was moving so fast that it wasn't filling them. So sometimes you got to just use a strategic attempt. Even on BitUnix, I didn't like to do that because for whatever reason they would pull weird numbers. I haven't had that issue on WeX. A little bit, but not quite often. But TOOBIT has been pretty spot on, giving you the cheapest possible, even on a market. But you still don't want to tempt fate. But when it's that liquid, I mean, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And fortunately for me, it worked out. You know, but I have studied these exchanges before this even happened. I cannot believe IOTA was... That is going to be... I'm going to talk about that. If this goes to where it needs to go, I'm going to talk about that until the end of... My goal... You literally went from 40 to 80,000 because of what happened there of tokens plus. And I went back to the initial buy that I had when I initially sold it in January. I mean, literally, it's back down to those levels from where we got to buy it. It was unbelievable. Just knowing Algo's a 13-cent buy now, it just, my mind is floored right now. It is. It is, because even my best interpretation of where I thought I could get it back at, not where I thought it would go, but where I thought it could go, and where I thought I was going to get it are two different things. So, like, some of these numbers, like, when I'm looking, I'm like, well, I got the 36 cents. I mean, I was looking at 49.9. I was like, hey, I got 36 cents. I got 29. And, you know, you have these little conversations with yourself. Like, I didn't get the very bottom, but goddamn, I wanted band at 49.9. I got 36. You start having these conversations, you know, oh, boy. Start sounding like Boomhauer over here because you don't know what's really going on in your head. Now you know why Boomhauer talks so fast because he's got so many good things going on that he can't explain it to everybody. So he starts talking in the mumbling form, and then people are like, okay, Boomhauer. So I imagine he had some good times. Joseph Euler, thank you for donating a gifted sub as well as being a member in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. And Marie, congratulations on being in Tom's Army for the first time. It's completely random when YouTube gives out those gifted subs, so we can't pick. So congratulations, Marie, and welcome into Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And remember, go on to YouTube, Marie, and go into the YouTube post and get the link for the Telegram. Maybe going forward one day when it helps, maybe all the members that were gifted a sub, maybe they'll gift it forward in the future. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, not even next year. But at some point in the outstanding future, because we're going to be here for a long time. You know, unless there's other plans, we'll be here for a long time. Because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe the fake alien invasion is going to happen. I mean, that crafting is very close now. Isn't Atlas getting closer? It's supposed to be around my birthday. By their best estimations, December 17th seems to be an interesting day indeed, which happens to be my 42nd birthday. Aurelie, one day you're going to get a gifted sub. As we are still trying to get Aurelie a gifted sub. I don't know how many gifted subs there's been. I know I've done like 25 over the past 2 weeks or so, or last week and a half since I found out that I could do it. I just can't seem to get Aurelie one. We should say hashtag gift a sub for Aurelie. Don't stop gifting. I love it. I haven't watched for quite some time. I'm already in Telegram. I watch every day. You're awesome, Tom, and thank you, Joseph. Oh, okay. I forgot. Yes, I forgot you were. That is awesome. I'm sorry, all the names get merged together, and then in Telegram, everybody's name's different than in the YouTube a lot of times, so then I get even more confused. Oh, that is so awesome to hear. Poop soup, 4 hours. What's 4 hours? I don't know what I said. 4 hours. Oh, you think actually will continue going higher in the next 4 hours, or will it have a breather? Okay, I see why you said next 4 hours, because the daily candle closed. Pio, Nika, I'm assuming you're saying that because, you know, the daily closes at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, at least for me. But it's only just over 4 hours away. Tom, please check Kava. It hit the target just praying at this point. Oh, man. Did it really? See, that's another one that I just didn't have any mindset to look at because I had so many other things to do. Oh, we had a brilliant target on this one. And I got to remember which chart it was. Oh my God, it's still down there right now is why you're telling me. I see. Oh shit. I gotta find my chart. Ah, there it is. Uh-oh. Oh no, this is off. It's not supposed to be like that. Anybody who's watched this knows how this is supposed to be. When I go from my phone to my tablet, for some reason it changes it, but holy Toledo. The weekly is so oversold right now. What is going on here? There's been no bounce back. Well, I mean, there's been some. That's a pedestrian bounce back. Overbought big time in the smaller time frames. Nice V-shape recovery. Ooh, it is right on the target. You're not wrong about that. I know I have another chart that puts this into a little more high depth. Let me see if I can find the other chart. I know we had a much bigger chart of Kava. Where the hell is it at? Shit, I've done like a billion of these charts. Damn it. Oh, maybe I won't be able to find it. I thought I had a much better chart. Anybody watching knows we had a different chart. It would make this easier, I can tell you that right now. Maybe not. No, that's okay. It's still in that consolidation. So, I mean, it's not really any different. It's not like it's going to look that much different. Man, that is nice. We'll just go to the... I mean, honestly, look how far it came up. It went down to 6.8 cents. And these are all in like these descending triangles. These are technically supposed to be bullish consolidations. Oh my God, it bounced back 200%. My Lord. Oh my goodness. Aureli says, my son was amazed a few days ago when he heard my name on here. That made my day. Aureli's a superstar in this community. A rising star, I must say. Hashtag get a sub for Aureli. And it's going to happen. I know, Edgar. We got a great community here. Great community. Ben says, hi, Tom. Thanks for your work. Can you talk about algo and your targets? Absolutely. I'm a big fan of algo. Hopefully that Kava, but yeah, Kava's massively oversold in the weekly and the daily. I know it's had a 200% bounce back, but it's definitely something that in time here should be able to reestablish. But yeah, I haven't looked at algo since that drop, but you see what happened? Our forward target, I don't know why this is at 9.4, but on that blue line where it ended up hitting, it came right down there. That was our breakdown uptrend. That's why we have the uptrends below in case it has to fall through. I think it was actually supposed to be, oh no, because we measured it here, remember, on this resistance, or support, and it hit here and here where it bounced up. I mean, look at that. It got the support perfectly on there. I mean, unbelievable bounce back, guys. I'm not even joking. Like, look at that friggin' bounce back for algo. Right back into the pattern consolidation like it never fucking happened. I mean, it's hot. Oh my God. It's like it never happened. It's legitimately higher than it was right here in the consolidation. I mean, literally, look at that. And yeah, I might be good at what I do, but I absolutely, timing might have been good, but I was not expecting it to drop like that. I'll be honest with you. Hey, 2 more gifted subs as I can see the community trying to get a gifted sub. And it's paying off for all the different members, too. Aureli, you will get a gifted sub here eventually. I know it. It might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. But at some point, it'll have no choice. And we'll get it done. We'll get it done. We will get it done, darn it. Oh, man. But Mr. Popcorn Bud, thanks for gifting a sub. And also been in Tom's 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. True is a very deserving one. He's been in this community for a very long time. Especially in the last bear market, was really trying to help people out, and perfect soul to have it. So welcome back for the second month in the Dusty House Crypto News, back in Tom's Army. True. And the second gifted sub went to RC Kruger. Welcome in for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. That is awesome. See, we're trying. It's an attempt. But Aureli, I promise, if you want to be in Tom's, or if you want to be in the Telegram, send me a message, please, to my email. You can be in the Telegram. You've been a loyal member for so long. Here, send me an email and tell me it's you. You know, in some way, explain that, and I'll send you a link to the Telegram. I'm serious. True, like I told everybody, you were very deserving for that gifted membership. That is such a great one to give. Such a great one. But yeah, with algo, I mean, perfect. And this descending consolidation cleared out 100% of this. I almost say we could, and I know it's kind of cheesy, but we could kind of fill this in a little bit so we can see that was the breakdown. But if we were looking at it like this, like I was prior to the breakdown, this is basically how we had it. So it's come back in to that trading range, which is absolutely remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable. It is, because that is one of the crazier things you will ever see across any kind of trading range. Are there any assets that are still a good buy at their current prices? I know the big drop happened, but some things are still out of their long. A lot of these. The crazy thing is Algo, IOTA, they're all at those same beautiful prices. It's just, unfortunately, and look how cheap this got. I did not get it at 10.9. So even as quick as I was, mine was at like 13.4 on Algo, 13.6. You know, that's already a 56% bounce back. Oh, absolutely. I'm going to continue to pursue more Linea. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And I have enough to make me happy, just not enough to make me thrilled. How about that? Enough to make me happy, but not enough to make me thrilled, if that makes sense. Thank you, everyone. You guys are the best. It's just a pleasure being here with you guys. Oh, I love it. I love it. We have a great community. But yeah, and projection-wise, it's still the exact same. I think in time here, we're in a big inverse head and shoulders. And yeah, even though it wicked down, I don't think that constitutes an invalidation here. I think that's a one-off event here. And how do you clear out a bunch of liquidity to make a big grand rising? I think that's how you do it. Yeah, define what you're gonna notice is we have hashtag get a gifted sub for a rally, and I gifted 5, a couple others. There's been 3 other gifted subs, and so far we're continuing to not be able to fulfill that pursuit. But it's become a nice little gesture from the community too, and shows how much we love a rally. So isn't that cool? I think we're doing something awesome. But welcome in Define, and thanks for being a very trusted mountaineer in the Telegram, and also in Tom's for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. Doesn't the Kazaz, I can't say it anymore. The Kazaz, the Kazaz, I don't know. Maybe I'm not allowed to say it because I don't want to get banned, but I think you guys can understand what I'm saying. Then a bunch of their exchanges get shut down during all this too. Anyhow, if you know, you know. If you don't, we should just leave it at that. But IOTA, 16 cents. 16 glorious cents. And we had this. Something, and I'm so happy about the 8 point, what did I say, 8.9, 8.7, 8 point something, 8.9 we'll say. It went to 779. I got it at 8.9. That's the best I could do. And just having that, I feel honored. I don't even think it invalidated the structure. I think what's going to happen here is it caused all the liquidity to be flipped. Look at the weeklies oversold now. We were in the same rotation talking about how we were so overbought. You see how quick that can happen? Oh, man, it's unbelievable. Mikey, welcome in, and thanks for being in Times Number for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Vet is still a great buy. It is. I talked about Vet yesterday. It was one of the ones that was kind of lagging behind. It was at like 1.3, 1.4. And I was like, this is one that I would watch because it was just working its way back up. It's had a tremendous pull-up since then already. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunity, man. Just think about how many people wanted to buy this before that drop, and it was even much higher for most of this than it is now. It's just crazy that some, well, maybe not much higher now. I'll say this has been one of the most profound bounce backs that I can ever think of. And the cool thing, we haven't even filled the gap at 116.9. To my knowledge, I don't know. I didn't look at it close enough, I guess. But did we come up to 116.9? I don't believe we even came close. Maybe we did. Because we did have that wick up when I was with my son. Yeah, we didn't even come up that 116.9. So we're good. I don't really have much to say about DGB Edgar. Everybody always asks me. I used to love it. I had a big issue with 2 million tokens where it just disappeared off of the Digibyte wallet that they, on their own website, instructed you to use to get it off of the exchanges, yada, yada, yada. Their help was non-existent. I had to go deep within going through like Reddit and all these other places to try to find whoever created the DGB wallet. Fortunately, I realized it was a Sumcoin wallet creator at later, but I found this person and I had to give them all of my credentials. Hell, what did I have to lose? It was already $17,000 at the time or whatever because it was at 9.8 cents. So they found it. You know, I gave him my credentials and I got it back, thank God. He sent it back to me. And But I promptly sold out. I tried to hold $1 million on the exchange. It doesn't feel right. I went through the back channels, and the more information I seen, the more I started looking at it. It almost looked like they were a bunch of bot comments, and the more I looked at it, the more I fell out of favor. So I don't have much to say. I love being the future Digibyte OG, but it's like I can't do it with what I've seen, with what I know now. So I just revamped my focus to my, what I like probably more than anybody else does. But it's IOTA, so I revisioned myself with IOTA in a big way. To the point now, because of that drop, I have over 80,000 tokens. But I have so many other tokens I love. But, if I have a top tokens, XRP for what it does, XDC for what it does, IOTA for what it does, Algo for what it does, Band for what it does, believe it or not, Dent for what it does, believe it or not, and then also Epic, which I was very fortunate to get 8,800 plus tokens at 72-cent average on that drop. So there's a lot of things that do what they do. XLM does what it does, and I love it, and I own it. So my list might not be the same as yours, but I would put it up against anybody's. Linnea does a completely separate thing, which is why I had to grab that, because it's like XRP, more in its infant stages than on the Swift side. Crypto.com, I have it for not only its ecosystem, which fortunately Trump tapped and talked about, but because of the Crypto.com Visa card, so it served a purpose. And it's actually paying dividends right now because of the price increase. Dolly Varden, we talked about the best steal in the miners last week. I'm happy to say it's come all the way up from 440 something, all the way up to 486 already, up 7.8%. It's just getting started. I have over 1,000 shares of this. You guys all know the story. It's just getting started. If you don't know the story, 13.2% of the common shares that are available are guaranteed. I've already been given away at $6.50 promised. Or 4.2% already on the initial, or 3.6%. This is for more float so that they can make more acquisitions, which are in the process. And then some of it is promised as much as $9.50, which means anything under $6.50 is a steal. 13.2% of the remaining common shares are promised at $6.50. The price is at $4.85. Do the math. And they've come out and said it's too cheap right now. The stock price, they're just about to turn their biggest profit. Silvercorp Mining did this not too long ago when it was at like $5.25, $4.75. Actually, I think it was $4.75. And they announced the buyback of their shares. And they didn't give you a number. They just said they're taking them off the market and buying them. They're coming out. The common shares are off the table, basically. So they sold them at whatever price. And they said the price was way too cheap right now. And then the price decided to go from $4.75 to $7.06 now. I think we're going to have the same ball game for DVS. It takes time. So I'm glad to see that's up 7.78%. Yeah, the silver candle is ridiculous, honestly. Look at this monthly, guys. My God! If you would have just bought this at the beginning of the month at $40 friggin' dollars. I remember everybody was is it too expensive at 40? No, it's actually just breaking out. Just on the month, it's up almost 30%. How do you keep up with inflation? There's a good way. So everybody's pants are falling off and their dicks literally left their bodies and they're beating themselves up because crypto's going nothing but down, right? Unless you did it right. You didn't have to do anything but buy silver, and it's up 30% in the month. No, DGB should perform. It's just I don't know where it starts, but where it dropped to where it's going is going to be special. I do like Alchemy Pay. That is one that I did not fall out of favor with. It's just I forgot about. I'm glad somebody brought that up. Well, it might be too late for me now, because I could have got a steal on that drop. I was not even thinking about Alchemy Pay, to be honest with you. I wonder how far it dropped. Oh, man. 675. Wow. That's wild. I mean, this showed that it could have a wild downturn here in this pattern. It did fall even out of that. At least it pulled back up to the top side. Now it's kind of caught in between. Now to get back to the bullish side, ACH has to get back over that 260. Isn't that wild though how much they fell and then pulled back? But look how oversold it is now in the weekly. Whew. That's really oversold. You could still pick up 100,000 tokens for 1,496. That's wild. Hey Tom, I sold and you are now holding my onion bag. How does it smell, buddy? I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. Lori says silver bought at $21 in the beginning. It's all, oh man. Those are the times, especially in this community, when it was at that. I loved it at the low 20s, mid to high teens. Excellent job, Lori. I'm proud of you. That's a life-changing investment right there. I tell you what. Especially where we're going. Even on the charts, that all-time cup and handle brings us up to 95, 96. I can't even, like, I keep asking the question, where are these silver miners going to be if silver's up at 90-something dollars? Like, 55 is where I had this initial target going, as I said. But the ultimate one is supposed to get you to, like, 93. 93. 93. If we were, and we're way overbought, as you know, but with the fundamentals of the world, it's crazy. Oh, the daily candle's huge as well. Yeah, oh yeah, the daily, weekly, monthly, but yeah, the daily candle's pretty damn massive. It's like for a 1-day move. This tells you something ain't right in the world, though. That's the problem. Or not even the world, in the USA's money. For silver to be up 5.5% on the day, roughly. I don't know like at its peak, like it was up over. I think it was over 5%. It's at 3.7%, man. It's a massive candle. Look at even gold being up 2.2%. And the gold silver ratio is still at 78.9 to 1. It's telling you it's still a better deal, way better to buy silver right now. Pan America Silver, I've not even been paying attention, but it's over $40 a share now. Unbelievable. That's unbelievable to me. I remember our last purchase at $22 when it fell down for inexplicable reason. Just like it did when it had a acquisition earlier in the year, and we just cleaned up. And now it's sitting there at 40. That's crazy. First Majestic staring down $14 a share. Fortuna over that $9 share mark. Heckle up another 7.5% over $13.49. Wow. Silver Court Metals up over 7 to 706. I know Mrs. Stott is going to be very happy about this 6.3% move. And anybody who asked on Friday when Dolly Varden was 450, 448, 455, depending on when you watched. It's up to 484 today, so it's like you've already given you 7.5%. That's a great start. It's a great start. Oh no, all the world stage. I didn't say that's the final target. I'm just saying that's its target out of the cup and handle. When it creates that next big formation, I will tell you the next. But it's going to go way higher than 90-something. Way higher. I'm just saying, what it built up, we'll have to expect some kind of consolidation. Dow's up 625, S&P's up 103, NASDAQ's up 495, gold's up 89. Silver futures is at $50.56 right now. The silver futures is at $50.56 an ounce, which is a bit distorted because the current price is higher than the future price of silver, which that's telling me we're starting to have some kind of weird squeeze on silver to where paper and the actual precious metal are starting to separate. That's a divergence that will only lead to a parabolic shortage. Oh, this could be... I'm expecting a consolidation at some point. Here we go. Just keep climbing. It's like every time Trump talks, he just is our best friend when it comes to gold, silver, and commodities. Man, they really did fuck over, though, and not the ones who don't understand. They really, really tricked them in a bad way. Because if we do have alt season here, you do realize this is going to be the most historic alt season we've ever seen by virtue of just dollars and movement. And now, a lot of people, what happened? They fear the market. What if I showed you the market, the fear and greed index? Crypto, fear, and greed index. We entered fear. We were just back in extreme fear. Isn't that insane? Last week we were in greed. Now we entered extreme fear yesterday. In fear right now. But aren't those insane moves? So, I gotta go though, because my son's gonna be waking up. I want to go make dinner. But I mean, it's crazy we're back in fear. I don't want to say it's being replaced, but it's just when I modify, it's not even that it's being replaced. It's just like even on a lot of my exchanges, they're ending up not being there as much, but there's only so much that I can do. And it just feels wrong where it's at right now. So the fact, I didn't even realize it dropped all the way to 0.004. So it's had a hell of a comeback. But yeah, it's been on this death spiral. It's been on a death spiral, so it's not that it's been replaced so much, but so I didn't even look at ZBC on what happened to it. I probably missed the rebuy back, to be honest with you. We sold after that 25%. Mainly because market fundamentals look like ass. Oh yeah, we definitely missed the buyback. Son of a bitch. Again, there was just so much stuff to watch. Where the hell is my chart? I guess it didn't come all the way back down on a breakdown. That was a hell of a retracement to 2.7. Damn. Anyhow, I gotta go. XRP Future Millionaire. Thank you so much.